Pretend I'm doing a cartwheel. A cartwheel is the most basic skill in gymnastics, but it is fundamental because it paves the way to more harder tumbling skills. Today you'll be learning about the basic skills you need in order to attempt a cartwheel, your hand placement, how to connect it all together, and other skills you can learn after you've achieved your cartwheel. So we're going to start with the basic skills you need to learn in order to do a cartwheel. So there's two basic skills and one thing that you need to know very well. So it is going to be a lunge, a lever hop lever, and trying to figure out which leg is your most dominant. So we're going to start with figuring out which leg is your most dominant. So some of us already know, since we play sports, we know which leg to kick with, which leg to start off with, which leg to lift ourselves up with. But some of us don't really know which leg is our most dominant leg. So you can try this drill. You're going to place your hands down on the ground and you're going to jump side to side. The side that you are most comfortable with and the side that you're going higher is probably the side of your dominant leg. So once you've figured out which leg is your most dominant leg, you are going to start in the position of a gymnastics lunge. It is different from a workout lunge because in a workout lunge you are bending both knees, but a gymnastics lunge, the back leg is straightened out and the front leg is slightly bent. So after you figured out what your lunge looks like, you're going to attempt your lever hop lever. So in a lever hop lever, it is exactly like the name. You're going to lever, you're going to hop with your leg, and you're going to land back just the way you started. So in order to start your lever hop lever stance, you're going to want to make sure your leg is in front, your hips are squared forward. You don't want them turned out this way or that way because you will gravitate towards that way and it's going to look a little wonky and sideways. So after you've made sure that you're bent, your hips are straight forward, your arms are wrapped strong and straight by your ears, and your back leg is straightened out, you can now attempt your lever hop lever. So you're going to reach forward, placing your hands down on the ground, making sure that you're bending that knee, lifting it up, and you're going to do a lever hop lever. Sometimes it's also called a donkey kick, but the more gymnastics term is a lever hop lever. So after you've become more comfortable with doing lever hop levers, you can start nitpicking at the things that'll make it even better. So you can start making sure that your core is super tight when you're going down. You can start making sure that your back leg is squeezed, your knees squeezed, and that your arms are up by your ears super tight. So we're going to do this again. Lever hop lever. And make sure you land back the way you started. So after you do those skills, you can start worrying about how your hands are going to be placed. So in order to figure out which hand goes in front, it is easiest to pair it with the leg that is your most dominant one. So the leg that's your dominant, your right one, it's going to be your right hand in front. And if it's your left leg that's your dominant one, it's going to be your left hand in front. So when you're going to attempt to do your cartwheel, it is preferred that if you're barely starting, that you stand sideways, just like Patrick Star. So you are going to start sideways, and then you can start by little kicks to the side, just going side by side. That is where the lever hop lever plays in, because it teaches you to kick your leg up and come down. So after we figured out how we go sideways, after we start actually jumping and reaching all the way over to the other side, we can start practicing our cartwheel facing forwards in our lunge. That is the correct way to start a cartwheel. So you're going to make sure you're in your proper lunge position. Your arms are up by your ears, and as you're about to reach down for the ground, your arms turn and make sure that they reach down on the ground right in front of your foot. You want to reach out and make sure that they're aligned with your foot. As you're reaching out, you want to make sure your hands are turned to the side of the way of your dominant leg. So as you connect all those together, you're going to start in your lunge, reach out, and land in your cartwheel. Then as you start doing those a couple more times, you can start really squeezing, tightening your body up, really making sure everything's super sharp and straight. After you've got your cartwheel, you can start doing things such as handstands. Pretend I do a handstand. You can start doing things such as your round off, which is landing with your feet together, similar to a cartwheel. You can do a front walkover, you can do a back walkover. All those things can come after you've learned how to do a cartwheel.